Today's day 27 of Project 41, which is a birthday fundraiser. And this birthday fundraiser is for 4 amazing sanctuaries. For Them Sanctuary, the Cows Come Home Sanctuary, the Big Island Farm Sanctuary, and of course, a fundraiser for Love Always. So today's a little different in that I'm going to be doing a live feed with Nickie and Marlene from Love Always, who they just joined us. They sent me a request, so I'll go ahead and bring them in. We'll get to talk to them today and see what they have going on. Hi.
Good morning.
Hi.
How are you guys doing already?
We're wonderful. How are you?
Well, we woke up to about 3 inches of snow and about a ½ inch of ice everywhere. So
I'm a little jealous. I don't know if that's weird. Snow is fun.
snow is always fun. Ice, not so much.
Fun to visit.
Yes, absolutely. It's fun to visit, hang out, and then come back home. But the ice makes things difficult. Kids didn't have school today, so they lucked out, and they're downstairs trying to behave and be quiet. So, so what are you guys getting into today?
Well, we just realized we were trying to do this in the aviary, but the neighbor just started mowing the lawn. So we might need to shift position. Can you still hear us with that noise?
No, you're good.
Okay.
So, I wanted to include you guys in this fundraiser that I'm doing for Project 41 because I really appreciate what you guys do. I appreciate your guys' passion and really appreciate your guys' passion. I really appreciate what you guys bring to the table. And it was just kind of ironic that the 4 sanctuaries that I picked for Project 41 are all predominantly run by women. And I wanted to highlight you guys and bring you guys on so you guys can share a little bit about what you have going on, some of the animals you guys have, maybe some of the things you're working for and working towards, and if there's anything you guys want to share to get out there.
Yeah, we do have to move in. We're just moving, but just walk with us.
Absolutely. That's usually how it works. With me, it's usually kids, not the neighbors.
Come on, Olive. Come on. Super unprofessional. We're really sorry.
The unprofessional. I've been called many things before.
The neighbors
Unprofessional is not one of
alert us to their schedule. All right.
Next time we'll clear with them first.
All right. I think we're in a quiet zone again.
Done. So, what are some things you guys have going on that you guys are working for? Actually, before I do that, so you guys are quite a different dynamic in that we've got a vegan chef and we have a vegan therapist. You guys want to touch on that a little bit?
Sure. Mara, you go first.
I'm a licensed marriage family therapist. I've been doing crisis work for about 5 years. I've done a little bit of everything, specialized in trauma, depression, anxiety. So I've been in the mental health for about 6 years now, and I've been vegan for 9 years. And then I started learning more about animal poultry, and then started doing animal activism, the pig vigils, on my way to the sanctuary. And ever since then, we've been coming up with the, it just worked out that we met each other because Nickie had a vision of a sanctuary that also helps kids, doing mental health. So just combining both really worked, and we really want to see that idea happen of having, both aspects of people being able to heal with the animals and also get the professional help and just kind of have a combination of both.
I think that's a huge topic that a lot of people misunderstand. That, yes, we're vegan for the animals and we want to fight for them, but as you're fighting for these animals, you're also fighting for people to better their lives from their health standpoint. You're bettering their lives from a mental standpoint, bettering their lives from an environmental standpoint, because that all impacts all of us, whether they like it or not. So I think it's funny. Obviously, Bobby Sudd just jumps on, and we were talking about mental health, and Adam Sudd is part of a new project that they are going to study the relationship between addiction and a whole food plant-based diet and what roles that may play in people's recovery. So I think that's a very powerful, very important journey that they're going to be a part of. So that's a lot of people miss that point.
Absolutely. It was a very kind of a kismet thing, I think, when I met Marlene at an LA Animal Save Pig Vigil. We initially just became friends because she gave a good hug. And I didn't even know she was a therapist initially, but my intentions for having a sanctuary with a therapist on, staff had been a plan of mine for 30 years. So to meet this person so aligned to me, and she's a really perfect little human who never will tell you that, and you'll never see her post anything telling you how wonderful she is. So I make sure I tell everyone how wonderful she is. She's saved Love Always, and she saved me when she joined the sanctuary. For a while, I actually thought she was just independently wealthy because she was the only person that was ever available to help. Every time I needed help, Marlene was there to help. So I was like, oh, she must have a trust fund. She doesn't work. Cool. I joke, but only to find out that she had basically taken a leave of absence just to help without saying anything for 8 months.
That takes an incredible heart and incredible soul to be able to do those kinds of things for Nickie and for Love Always and for the animals, and to be able to in turn share that with all of us. It's much appreciated, and that's absolutely incredible. Yeah. So definitely thank you from the bottom of our hearts that you did that. And it's always nice when you find out things like that after the fact, that you find someone did it with just blind faith and blind trust in that, the love of animals and the love for the sanctuary. I think it's so much more powerful when you learn a nugget like that from someone that, oh yeah, I haven't been working for 8 months because I've been helping you.
Yeah. So. And my credit cards are maxed out, but I love you.
Right. We do what we got to do for the love, right? So that's incredible. So we've got Marlene as a therapist, and Nickie, by trade, you're actually a chef.
Correct. I am a full-fledged vegan chef.
That is fantastic. I'm sure that that would be really neat if you guys could get things set up to where you could come have your therapy session, come have your vegan meal, and incorporate those things together for a healing that people have never really experienced before. I think it's very powerful.
100%. I mean, our intent, as most of the world knows, is that to move off the property, we have to move off the property we're on now. It either is going up for sale or we're going to have to rent it at market value. So, sure. And it's not a property that really gives us everything we need. We don't have the space. We say no every day, 10 times a day to animals. So we need to move. But our next property, it's our vision to absolutely have a place that has the space for Marlene to have a tiny home for her office, for me to have an outdoor kitchen, for us to be able to do beautiful retreats, to heal people with food and with love and with an actual doctor. All of those things line up. I'm sorry, you can't just hug a kitten and be healed sometimes.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But
so for those who don't know, you want to share where you guys are located?
Yeah, we are in the city of San Fernando, so we're in Los Angeles, basically. We're right in the heart of things, and we're trying really hard to find property still in the heart of things. She can't run her practice if we move off to the middle of nowhere. I've right. To be a therapist to coyotes and stuff. That could be really cute, but probably not as effective. And myself personally, I support the sanctuary by being a vegan chef here in LA. My clients are here. So we are fighting very hard to stay right where we're at.
Well, I appreciate your guys' drive and your vision for what you want to do. And it's one of those things, you may not have the exact plan. It's not perfect right now, but you guys are fighting for these animals. You're fighting for each other. You're fighting for your community. And that just speaks volumes to who you guys are as people. And just another one of the reasons why I wanted to include you guys for this Project 41. I have had such an outpouring support for this so far, which I really appreciate. So I organized this for my 41st birthday. So every day I'm posting a video or posting an interview with someone that can further this message, and in hopes that we can raise both awareness and funds, because at the end of the day, like you just said, hugs, while they're great and wonderful, they don't feed the animals. They don't make the animals, it doesn't pay their vet bills. It doesn't pay for their shelter. Unfortunately, it's dollars that we need to be able to provide for sanctuaries that aren't these huge mega sanctuaries that have a huge following and celebrity donors at the drop of a hat. So I think it's so important. And the really cool thing about that is when you're making
Any
donations.
celebrity donors watching, we need money, please. Please drop off.
That would be great. Stop by and see them. You know, it's obviously important, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, compassion and sharing and hugs and likes and all those things are wonderful for sanctuaries, but that's not going to feed your animals. It's not going to pay the vet bills. When you're supporting these smaller sanctuaries, the best part about it is that you know every dollar going to them is going directly for the care of the animals, going for feeding the animals, going for their vet care and their shelter. So it's to me, it's more bang for my buck to be able to help and donate smaller sanctuaries that you know may not have the notoriety, may not have the big name recognition out there. So to me, every sanctuary is important because they're all playing a role in this whole movement. And I think it's so vital that we support each other and support as many sanctuaries as we can. They're not, you know, one versus the other is not a competition. It's just so important that we support you guys. And, you know, like I said, just another reason why I wanted to bring you guys on and let you guys talk a little bit and share what you guys are working on.
I love that you're talking about sorry, my arm's getting tired, our unprofessional setup here. It took us like a good 5 minutes to set that up in the aviary with a chair and a water bottle, just so you know.
All for naught.
It is an absolute issue. I think we all know, living in a vegan world, and it's getting bigger every day, the needs for sanctuaries, obviously, is getting bigger every day. And it's not something that we should take care of later. It needs to be happening now. And there are some incredible sanctuaries already set up and established. But we need one, you know, they need to be opening daily. The problem is that the smaller ones can't get any footing at all. And anybody who has a sanctuary knows it's not a business or a nonprofit that ever brings in an income, or at least on our end, it doesn't bring in an income. I mean, the $1,300 we bring in a month in Patreon donors, that basically covers our feed bill. Anything else comes directly out of our own pockets. So obviously we're not taking a paycheck. But I talk about it to anybody I see now, and I try not to offend people, but that maybe if you're donating to a huge sanctuary and you love them, I love them too. I love all of the sanctuaries. They're my friends and my mentors. Yeah. But maybe put your funding somewhere else for a little while someone else gets their footing. We're supporting steampunk right now. We don't have anything, but we finally were, you know, we were constantly talking about being of service to our you know, our fellow humans and other sanctuaries. But we were in such a slump of financial, you know, no money, no emotional, nothing left to give, that we stopped being of service to anyone other than ourselves. We're just in a circle here trying to survive. And that feels awful. And so we just shook ourselves out and we're like, if we're waiting to be financially stable completely ourselves to be of service to the world, well, then we're messing up. We're missing the boat. So, you know, Marlene just bought a wheelchair for a goat at Steampunk.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyhow, we're doing our fundraiser right now. 35 or 30% is going to Steampunk, you know, and we want to challenge every sanctuary to do that, to pick someone, pick them all, pick a little one that's your favorite, somebody that just touched your heart. You know, Steampunk touched our heart because they're a lot like us, but they are way bigger than us. So if you are not familiar with them, please become familiar. They are the largest sanctuary that no one knows about. So give them a little love, please.
Absolutely. Where are they located?
If you have some funding that you can move to a smaller sanctuary for a while and then go back to your big one, I think they'll be okay for a little bit, just a little bit. Anyhow, that's all.
No, absolutely. So where's Steampunk at?
In Ranchita near San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not one that I'm familiar with, so I will definitely, when we're done with this, that'll be one of the first things I do to check them out. Yeah, I think it's so vital that these should be looked at as partnerships, not competition. You know, the competition is the people that are still continuing to support these industries that are hurting these animals that people are still eating. That's the competition, not each other, not these sanctuaries. I think it's so important that people wake up and think about those things. And you're right. You know, if you can divert some of your support, even if it's for a month, you know, to support a smaller sanctuary, your 1 month donation could mean the world to that sanctuary. And not that it's not important to the bigger ones, because they have animals and things to take care of as well. But, you know, I'm hoping with this Project 41 that I'm doing, that if I hit my goal, I'll be able to donate $500 to all 4 of these organizations I'm raising awareness for. And what's really cool about that is on December 3rd, which is Giving Tuesday, Facebook will match all donations to all eligible sanctuaries. So it would be incredible for me to be able to take that $2,000 and turn it into $4,000 for you guys. And, you know, I know that will make a difference as well. And, you know, that's what this is all about, trying to spread awareness and trying to make a difference as any chance we get.
Agreed. We appreciate you.
Well, I think you guys are 2 outstanding individuals and really appreciate what you guys do to this. So now you guys are a little different than my other 3 sanctuaries in that you guys have all kinds of wildlife with you. You want to care to share a little bit about some of the abnormal species that you guys have rescued?
Well, not too abnormal, but we are all species, all animals, all humans welcome. We have a giant sulcata tortoise, Darwin. I think he's the most interesting chap that lives here at Love Always, walking around, pissing the pigs off daily. So
Yeah.
that is his purpose, to walk in a circle and make the pigs angry.
Like, what do the pigs do when they get mad?
Oh, they
at him walking around?
scream. They scream so loud, like little children. Just, yeah. And you think, then you go running out because you think something's happened, and the tortoise just walked by. That's all. Also iguanas, parrots, doves, pigeons, everything else I think is your, you know, chickens, turkeys, pigs. We do have baby turkeys right now, which has been mind-blowing because we
Really?
don't really get babies because, you know, our turkeys are rescued from the slaughterhouse. Well, I'm sorry, that's bad information. We do get babies because they are babies when you're purchasing them for food. I mean, tiny little fuzzy little babies. So these 2 turkeys were rescued in Utah. They were for sale in a feed store to be ready to eat for Christmas. And they were the last 2 left, and an activist in Utah bartered for them and then brought them to us. So Tesla and Einstein, they just moved out of my bedroom 2 weeks ago. It was a little difficult for me. I did sleep in the aviary one night just for a couple of hours, but they're so amazing. And so if you have the opportunity ever to be with a turkey from, you know, a young age up, you get to really see all of the extras, how curious they are and how they bond to you. And it was really special.
They're such beautiful, intelligent animals. You know, yesterday I shared that someone had sent me a conversation. Somebody had posted a picture of a turkey and said, "Hey, no matter what happens this month, at least you're not a turkey." And all they did was comment that, "Hey, you know," or you could just choose to be one less person that's being cruel to turkeys this Thanksgiving. And it went south from there. Like this conversation, when I started reading it, I just couldn't believe it. And it's sad how disconnected many people are, that they don't realize that is a sentient living being, you know, that you're going to take its life and put on the table for dinner. And, you know, I'm not afraid to admit that's how I lived most of my life, unfortunately. And if it wasn't for my wife being a strong woman like you 2 are, if she had not changed our trajectory, I would still be in that mindset. So I think it's important that we all reach out to people as we can and try to spread compassion and kindness to them. And, you know, some people aren't going to listen, no matter how kind and compassionate you are. Some people probably need to be smacked upside the head, but
With love.
we keep trying. Yes, it's all with love. Absolutely. So, so those are your newest rescues then?
I'm sorry?
Those are your newest rescues then?
They are, and our only, we stopped taking new individuals in about 6 months ago when we knew we needed to move.
Sure.
Marlene and I just both made the executive decision. I'm like, please can we with the turkeys. So we don't, you know, it's already difficult to find a place to live with already 69 beings. So now we have 71, but we figured 2 turkeys wouldn't be too big of a deal.
We should be able to fit that in there somewhere. Right? So outside of Instagram, obviously everyone knows they can find you here. Where else can everyone help find you and help support you guys?
The website is
lovealwayssanctuary.com, and then we also are on Facebook. We have a Patreon, I Love Always Sanctuary, and we're have a GoFundMe to be able to move. And part of that funding that we raise, we're gonna share 35% of whatever we make with Steampunk.
That's incredible. That it's just a testament to who you guys are as human beings and individuals. That while you're trying to reach your goals, you're still going to help Steampunk and do what you can do to help them. That's very powerful. I hope people will see this and understand that, and I hope they will either go to your GoFundMe, go to your Patreon, go to your website, go to your Facebook. It doesn't matter whether they go to Project 41 for my GoFundMe for this birthday fundraiser. My goal is to get people to help support these sanctuaries and help support you guys in your dreams and ambitions. So thank you guys very much for all that you guys do. And, this world is definitely a better place having people like you guys in it.
Well, thank you. We appreciate you.
You're very welcome. If you guys need anything or need to reach out, you know how to find me. And make sure you guys check out Love Always Sanctuary on all these social medias. And apparently some of us who have not heard of Steampunk. So is that their name, Steampunk Sanctuary?
Yes. Yeah.
For those who have not heard of Steampunk Sanctuary, make sure you guys go check them out as well, because if these two women are supporting them, I think we should be as well. So hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And do you guys have anything else?
I don't think so.
No, just
You probably have a lot of work to do.
We kind of do. But it was nice
So
to sit down, although I left my coffee in the aviary. I'm guessing it's not drinkable anymore.
May have some extras in it now, and I wouldn't suggest it. But thank you guys for taking the time to come join me today and talk about Love Always and sharing the information about Steampunk Sanctuary as well. Again, these sanctuaries, they're not the competition. We've got to be working together and trying to make this a kinder world. So you guys have a wonderful day, and I will shout at you guys later.
All right, give Becky a hug for us.
Will do.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that was Nickie and Marlene from Love Always Sanctuary, and just their story that they're struggling as a sanctuary to find a place to live, to hear the struggles that they're at a point where they can no longer take in any more animals because the space that they're in is not conducive to do so. But yet they're still trying to help others. They're still trying to help other sanctuaries. I think that is so powerful and so important that people realize what's going on. And they're struggling to make their dreams happen, but they're doing what they can do to help others make their dreams happen. So I hope you guys see and understand why I included them on Project 41. To me, it's so important to share these stories and share that information so we can support as many sanctuaries as we can. If you haven't already, please go visit GoFundMe.com/Project41 and make a donation. 100% of all donations will be donated to For Them Sanctuary, the Cows Come Home Sanctuary, the Big Island Sanctuary, and Love Always Sanctuary on December 3rd, which is Giving Tuesday. All eligible sanctuaries will receive matching donations. So if I can hit my goal of $2,000, I'll be able to donate $500 to each sanctuary. And with that match from Facebook, it'll be $1,000 to each of these small sanctuaries that need our support. I've said it before, and it's one of those things. I'm not a big fan of asking for money or asking people to do certain things, but liking, commenting, sharing is important. But those actions don't feed their animals. They don't keep their property safe for their animals and their animals' vet bills paid. So if you would join me in supporting these sanctuaries, if you don't want to go to my GoFundMe, I don't care. This isn't about me. This is about these sanctuaries, it's about the animals. By all means, reach out to these sanctuaries and make a donation to them today, because I know it'll make a big difference in their lives. Thank you all for what you guys do, all your support, and hope you guys have a great day.